You know, many years ago, I was looking for some kind of a class to take in college, which I was certain to get an A in. And it needed to be some kind of a baloney, class. A lot of students go through that when their GPA is a little bit low and you want to take a silly class that you think you're going to do well in. I stepped on that landmine several times in my life, okay? And each time I signed up to a class that I thought was really silly and I could really do well in without doing any work, I was wrong each and every time, okay? And one of those classes was a class in human communication. And I read the syllabus to the class, I read the course descriptions, seems like a cakewalk. Let me tell you something. Uh, they made me sweat. I actually had to work. But at the end of it all, I learned a lot. Unfortunately, I didn't apply it to my personal life. If I had, things would be much different. But I didn't. So, you know, but I'm hoping because we're all adults now. And I thought I was an adult because it was a college class, but I wasn't. I was just a kid. Now that we're adults and we have some scars on our body from all sorts of failed things that happen at work and personal life, that this stuff kind of settles in there and said, geez, that makes sense. So human relations is a very interesting thing, okay? And the definition of the term is very surprising. Women understand this a lot more keenly than men. So for men, this is like, it's a foreign concept. Um, so here's how we define human relations, and don't write it down. Let's just think this through. Human relations are not born. It's like you're not born and you have all your friends and relatives, and you already know what's going to happen, and you know who your spouse is going to be. No, it doesn't happen that way. Relationships start in a sandbox. There are two kids in the playground. There's one playing in the sandbox. Here comes another kid. His mommy puts him in the sandbox, and the two of them look at each other, and they begin to play together. See, that's such a wonderful thing that God or nature, whatever you want to call it, created. That for children to start relationships, it's just a matter of playing together, and they love doing it. Kids play. That's the job of a child. That's their work. Their job is to play together. And so for them to develop a relationship is easy because they want to play. They want to play. Their desire to play and explore exceeds any other desire for anything else. And even if one child offends the other child with something or does something bad, after about 30 seconds of crying, they're back to playing. Oh my, there's so much we can learn from children. If only we could do this in real life. The problem is that we stop playing and we begin working. And we forget that playing is far more interesting. And so, what am I saying here? Development of relationship. So human relationship starts off with a development of some kind of a relationship. So, human relations. First and foremost, it is a development. It's a development of a relationship. Hey, how are you? I'm Steve. I'm Bob. Nice to meet you. We're now friends. Great. Okay, good. I developed something. But if I don't continue this, Bob is going to go his way and Steve's going to go his way. So not only do you develop something, the other and more important piece is the maintenance of this relationship. So it's the development and maintenance of human relationships. And that, my dear friends, is what we call human relations. Development, and then more importantly, it is the maintenance, because that's where all the bugs come out. Development and maintenance. I mean, think this through. We are always engaged in, especially now, things have become so easy to sort of kind of, even though it's remotely, maintain relationships. Let's say you go out and you buy something on Amazon. What does Amazon do once you buy something? Geez, they begin to bombard you with information. Hey, how did you like the product? Hey, do you want to see what other people have purchased based on their purchase history of this product? And this happens all the time. You buy tires, and then after that, you receive email messages. Hey, how would you like to buy 2 more tires and save 10%? Or, hey, how would you like to, lubricate your axles? Blah, 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 blah. So it's not just that they're trying to, of course, they're trying to sell you something, but it's a building of another type of a relationship. See, if Bob and Steve meet each other at work, for example, let's say we're at a construction site, you meet your partner somewhere at a construction site, and you sit down for lunch. Let's say you met each other. Say, hey, what do you want? Half of my sandwich. Hey, you want I don't know, some coffee? You want this? You want that? That is what starts the actual maintenance of this particular process. Say, hey, Bob, by the way, when's your birthday? Oh yeah, well, happy birthday, right? So all of these things is what we're talking about. The maintenance of the relationship. Again, this is a foreign concept to men. It is what women in particular live for, because that's how the psychology is structured. I mean, men and women are different. I don't care what they say in schools. And, I'm sticking to this one. Okay. So, does this make sense? The key words when you're asked a questions, anytime you see words development and maintenance, they're talking about human relations. Okay? We're good? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent.